most complicated species on Earth. They want to do a million things at a time and are apparently considered the most advanced species and said to have abilities to make things simpler. Instead, they use their abilities to make their lives more complex. Sorry, forgot to introduce myself. I'm Lily Mehra. Yes, Pluto Mehra from the movie Dil Dhadakne Do is my cousin. He inspired me, and here I am on two sides of a coin. So back to humans, weird beings. They think they can do everything at once, and when they mess up, they overjudge themselves. The oldest and the little ones are the best, no stress. The grandpa will do only one thing at a time. He will only walk with a stick or only lie down and watch TV. The little human will only play Lego and blabber or only dance to music or only sing his poem. The ones in the middle, so confused. Dinner, TV, phone call all at the same time. Making breakfast, listening to a podcast, practicing the dance steps for a friend's Sangeet all at the same time. Listening to rock music, singing out loud, solving maths. And then they complain about not being productive. They complain about the declining scores of the child, the missing salt in the pasta, and the lost opportunity for cracking a deal. And then they complain to me. I don't mind lending them my ear and making them feel better. But they're humans for a reason. Or as they say, they are mere humans. I may not have the abilities that they have, but I am here to solve their problem. And so are you if you chose to listen to this podcast. Alexander Graham Bell once quoted, "Concentrate all your thoughts upon the work in hand. The sun's rays do not burn until brought to a focus." Hello everyone and welcome to the first episode of Two Sides of a Coin. I am so excited to be here talking to you guys and so grateful to be in this era where everything that our minds can conceive is easier to create than ever, including starting this podcast. Our very special guest for today is my dearest friend who is always full of energy and words of wisdom. A social media influencer and my biggest inspiration, Miss Samruddha Patil. Sam, that's what we call her, is a well established food blogger with her Instagram page, When in Pune, where she also inspires thousands of her followers to stay fit and healthy. She's also the co-founder of AppZ Media, which is a digital marketing company, and all of this at the age of 25.
Yeah, so let's start, bro.
Let's start. Thank you for agreeing, to come on this show. And first of all, thank you for being my inspiration to start a podcast in the first place. And I'm
That
so happy that you're here.
I am equally excited, and the topics which we are gonna talk about today are something which we like always sit and talk over a cup of coffee in cafes. So this is
Yeah.
just bringing back memories.
Yeah, and now sharing it with others, like what we learn from each other, now let's share it with others.
Yeah, definitely.
So, as you know, today we're going to talk about multitasking versus single tasking. I have a few doubts which I want to ask you. What do you think? Is multitasking a myth? And if it is, why is it so?
Okay, so like if this question you would have asked me like before quarantine, my answer would have been completely different.
Hmm.
And now it has like changed a lot because my mindset has changed a lot towards the work I do. So basically,
Hmm.
you talk to me, I'm a social media person. So
Hmm.
switching between apps for social media, you understand why I'm giving you an example of social media, because everyone can relate to it, our listeners can relate to it. Plus, it is something which requires multitasking. Otherwise, it will be like you will just take half an hour just to upload one picture, right?
Hmm. Yeah.
multitasking is important in today's world. I won't deny it, because if even if like people get 48 hours, they will say that it is not enough for them, because time is money right now, and it's like it depleting very fast. So I would definitely say
Hmm.
multitasking is a need, like definitely a need. But if you view it from a top view or a overall view, I would say it hampers your mental peace. I have been like always a person who's on her phone working 24 by 7. Whenever I'm awake, I'm working, and I love
Hmm.
working. Workaholic. So,
Hmm. I
but
know that.
I understood that over a period of time, you can't even sit still with your own thoughts, and that's so damaging.
Hmm.
If you can't sit still with your own thoughts, and me being a creator, I won't get any original idea. I will just keep
Hmm.
over analyzing what is going on social media or in my life, but I can't listen to myself. I can't talk to myself, which is the biggest loss. So I would say
Hmm.
multitasking is required, but keep sockets for it throughout the day, so that
Hmm. Hmm.
you don't have to like multitask throughout the day. That's what I would like suggest people. If you keep sockets like 1 hour I have to be on social media and I have to upload these things, then keep it like that. If
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
there are many aspects to multitasking also, which definitely I think we'll unfold it in the whole podcast. But right now, I would just stick to the thing that yes, multitasking is important, but please give priority to your mental health also.
Hmm. Like as you said, you need to be in a very relaxed state for creativity to sprout. Multitasking, you keep switching between tasks. Like for example, if you're watching TV and you're having a dinner, and also if you're also checking your phone at the same time, your boss is messaging you or something,
Right.
it puts you in a state of anxiety. Like getting used to that kind of a lifestyle, it puts you in a state of anxiety.
Yeah, that's so true. I mean, you even don't understand what's the taste of the food which you are eating. You don't even know what
Hmm.
is going on TV, and you don't even know why you scroll down like for 20 minutes on Instagram. So you are not present any,
Hmm.
but you want to be everywhere. That's what's the truth of our generation, actually.
Hmm. That is so true. So you're not relishing the taste of the food if you're watching TV while having food. Now,
Hmm.
what about, listening to music or listening to a podcast while driving or while working out? What do you think about this?
Yeah, so basically, like I'll tell you one thing which I read in a book. Whenever you want to do something, like one thing at a single particular time, you want to do two things, that is a sign that your brain is getting bored with the task. Okay, so like if you are attending a lecture,
Ah.
students have this habit of scribbling on their notebooks, or like
Hmm, hmm,
passing
hmm.
chits in the class, because the brain is trying to make the task interesting or exciting.
Correct.
Correct. So,
Hmm.
the examples which you gave, like driving a car in like the city's traffic, it is the most boring task I can say, or something which actually like evokes anger in you, right? Like
Hmm.
because of the
Correct.
traffic, noise, pollution, it's like the worst. And when you're working out, now there are two aspects to working out. Many people, when they work out, they lift heavy weights, and because of which they also experience a lot of pain. So there are many people like me who want to
Hmm.
distract themselves from that feeling, because they know like if they keep thinking that I'm going through this pain, then maybe they can't do the next set, and they want to do it because they
Hmm.
want to increase their endurance. So to distract themselves, they listen to loud music or something which will like they distract their mind from it. And the second type of people are who uh, like it enhances their workout skills if they're listening to some particular music. Like if someone
Hmm.
tells me to do Pilates and there is no music, then it's impossible for me because Pilates is very slow. Like it's slower, and I love like cardio and stuff. So I will definitely try to make it more interesting by adding music to it. Now, in the
Hmm.
same scenario, if I'm doing cardio and I'm listening to music which doesn't go with my steps, then it's going to be distracting for me. So it also depends, like if I am doing a task, what works for me and what works for you, and for
Hmm.
every individual it will be different. So I won't categorize this as multitasking, because there is not such a task getting completed when you're listening to music along with workout. There is just one
Hmm.
task of working out. Listening to music was never a task for you. It is
Correct.
just something which you enjoy. So definitely I would suggest, while driving, listening to a podcast is something which has benefited me. I have listened to 1 hour long podcast when I like travel from one place to another for my meetings, and it's really good. Like it is the best use of your time while driving. Plus, listening to music during workout depends upon individual to individual. And see, why I'm not categorizing this in multitasking, because the second task is not deteriorating the first task. So
Hmm.
it's like if I was driving and the podcast is going on and I'm not able to follow like the traffic signals, or I'm not able to hear someone who is shouting from behind, then it would be a problem. But
Hmm.
podcast, you know what volume you have to put, what exactly is going with your flow. So that is not
Hmm.
deteriorating it. So this is a positive outcome of doing two things at a time. Yeah.
Matlab, listening to a podcast, listening to music while working out is like a distraction from pain. It
Yeah.
lets you, give more of your 100% to the actual task at hand, like that is working
Exactly.
out.
Yeah.
So, honestly speaking, this does not have like those kind of side effects that we say of
Hmm.
multitasking. So,
Hmm.
multitasking is not bad after all, right?
Yeah, definitely. And I think this rule applies to everything and anything which we do, is that like कुछ भी ज़्यादा हुआ तो it's harmful. So
Yeah.
it's better to keep a balance of everything.
So, what do you
Exactly.
think about single tasking? And what do you think the other advantages of single tasking?
So basically, if you know, due to our education system, we have always had this habit of mugging up things. And
Hmm.
our parents always considered that as like, ki, if we wake up at like 5 in the morning, that's the best time to remember things or like to study overall. So
Hmm.
what they were actually talking about is a state of flow, which I like restudied in a book called Ikigai, and we have shared our
Yeah.
thoughts on that as well. So
Yes.
single tasking is very important if you want to do something uh, which is different from the crowd. Okay, because
Hmm.
90% of the people wake up, they start doing their daily task because they have to. Maybe because it is their job, or maybe because other people are dependent on them, and they just do it mindlessly, like without thinking about why they're doing it
Hmm.
or what new can they do from that task. So when you do a single task, first of all, it increases your concentration levels. So even if you finish that task and you do something else in your whole day, you will
Hmm.
realize that you are more alert, more attentive to things. And
Hmm.
if the same thing, like you're doing one thing, but you are constantly checking the notifications of your phone whenever your phone rings, you will see the difference in your concentration level and with the speed that single task is getting completed. So I am a
Hmm.
very firm believer of single tasking, because I mostly finish most of my important work in the first half of the day, and then I keep my
Yeah.
meetings calls in the second, like the later half, because I know that if I keep talking to clients and keep attending meetings, uska koi time limit nahi hai, and it's
Right.
just gonna go on. But the task which I decide, which needs my focus, I can understand that I will require half an hour or 1 hour for that task, and I will not get up till I complete it, or I will not touch my phone till I complete it. So definitely sitting in a one place and doing a complete task till it is like completed to your satisfaction is very difficult. But it is a practice, like it is a work of practice. You have to keep doing it every day.
Yeah, like, single tasking also includes, avoiding or creating an environment that allows you to focus on that task,
Yeah,
free from distractions, like switch off your notifications or put your phone on silent, or where you won't be disturbed while you're doing the task.
exactly.
Hmm. And on this note, I would also like to share one story which has inspired me.
Yeah.
From I heard Gaur Gopal Das saying this in one interview
Okay.
that most of the times he's surrounded by people.
Hmm.
So when he's working in the ashram and all, and but he still makes sure that he has one meal alone every day.
Hmm.
This allows him to be mindful and relish every grain of the food that he's having.
Exactly.
Like this, such a small thing, but
Hmm.
practicing that allows you to be so mindful.
And
You
I'm
know,
telling you, it has
hmm,
changed my life. Like not eating with my phone. And I have literally like
hmm,
inculcated that rule to my whole family that no phones on the dining table. Because everyone has
yeah,
like a work call or they have some person who's gonna call. I'm like, the world can wait for at least half an hour for you. You can eat at least
wow.
in shanti. So, and I'm telling you, Aishwarya, it changes your whole pattern. First of all, you're concentrating on how many times you're chewing your food, and that is like a game changer.
Yeah, and these small things, like these things, even I have experimented in my life,
Hmm.
uh, focusing on how I chew my food or counting the number of times I'm chewing my food. These things actually affect the digestion. These things
Yeah,
actually,
big time.
drive away all the digestion problems and
And
help
I
a lot.
think following a single routine is very boring, first of all. Like, if you are
Hmm.
doing something, that's great that you are getting a routine right and you're seeing its results as well. But as a
Hmm.
human, our brain is not made for like following the same routine. And
Hmm.
even if it's made, definitely no, like no 2 days are same in our life. Even if we follow the same routine, maybe we'll improve in that or maybe we'll not. But uh, I am a firm believer of routine, first of all. But
Hmm.
definitely keep surprising your body, keep surprising your
Hmm.
mind, because we are not machines at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Right. So following a routine is very important because that gets you like your tasks completed. That makes you like people depend on you because of that, and it
Hmm.
also develops like a consistency in your behavior, which is very important. Otherwise, how will you define if you are a morning person or if you are a person who works out? So it's all on your routine, but definitely
Hmm.
again balance.
Structured routine gives more scope for spontaneity. That's what even I have learned, and that's what I've read
That's a
a lot
great
of
line.
times.
Mhm.
As you said, you finish your work in the first half of the day,
Yeah,
and the remaining part, you attend to client calls and everything. So, how do
yeah.
you plan your day to be more productive?
Okay, so basically I am literally a person who has tried everything and anything in my life, right from diets, workouts to like productivity hours, meditation, everything. And
And this
finally,
is why you are on this show.
and finally, like after 3 months of shifting my routines, I have understood like I cannot work out in the evening, or maybe I am not productive after 12 o'clock. Or if I attend meetings in the morning, I start getting headaches because it's actually depending on the other person, what they are speaking, and how I'm negotiating
Hmm.
with them. So when I analyzed all these things over a period of time, and I'm just stating like 3 months of quarantine, but before that as well, you're always in the process of learning. So somewhere those habits were also getting introduced in my habits. And I'll literally tell you like how exactly my day is structured. So in the morning,
Hmm.
first half an hour, I just understand that I have woken up and I consume
Hmm.
warm water and just the daily morning tasks which we do, like brushing your teeth, just washing your face and stuff. And it
Hmm.
like I literally set an alarm for the first half an hour because I know after that my body and my brain is gonna start cooking up some excuses of not working out. I know it for
Hmm.
a
Hmm.
fact.
Hmm.
And even
Yeah.
then, if I have a great willpower, if I'm working since 1.5 year, still like I'll miss that day. I know that because uh,
Hmm.
actually it is a theory. It's in the 5 a.m. club that the
Hmm.
prefrontal area of your brain gives all excuses to you that what to not do so that it's in a relaxed state, and it's actually scientific. So it's not even like you
Hmm.
are lazy or something, it's actually a fact which happens. So I know that I have to start my workout after that, like the normal activities which I do in the morning, and then that half an hour to 45 minutes it's just for workout and cool down, and then
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
run straight to the bathroom because I know that if I don't get showered, I'm the most laziest person to go for a shower. So, and you know that. You always know that. Because when we are
Yeah.
on night outs, I'm like, मैं सबसे last में I'll just go. So, like, there are some traits which you cannot like fight. So,
Hmm.
we actually have to fight through our instincts throughout the day. And that is like what makes us or breaks us. So that is very
Right.
important. Like you know what your brain is gonna say, you know what your body is gonna ask for, but you don't
Yeah, like
have
the
to do that.
temptations.
Yeah,
Like, you will
exactly.
get bored after 1 hour of work. You'll just want to go around, make a
Exactly.
call to your friend or
Yeah.
check your phone and all these things.
Yeah, and you have to fight those instincts, which makes a very good routine and which makes you consistent in those routines as well. So once
Hmm.
I'm done with my like I take a bath and then I go for my breakfast where I
Hmm.
make sure that I have a salad with the breakfast because then it's like great for my whole day. So these small things which I've learned over the period of time that I know I have to include it because that will be
Hmm.
beneficial for me. It's like a constant
Hmm.
study which is going on with your own self. And I think everyone
Hmm.
should do that because
Yeah,
small
everyone should
habits.
experiment.
Yeah. And it's okay. Like, I don't beat up myself if I don't do a particular thing in a day. It's okay. You forgot. It's okay. That's not a problem. But,
Hmm.
like, I've learned this from the Habit Coach podcast that whatever you're trying to do, like, if you're trying to adapt a new habit, never miss more than one day.
Hmm.
Because if you miss like 2 days or 3 days, after that, your body knows that I'm not going to do this every day, and it's gonna
Hmm.
literally start building lethargic ness in your body. And I have
Hmm.
experienced that in the past when I've joined gyms and all kinds of diet. So because now I'm
Hmm.
comfortable with what I'm doing at my own pace, I can do it every day. Otherwise I wouldn't have even
Hmm.
moved from my bed. And then once my breakfast is done, I dedicate the first half, as I said, from 10 to
Hmm.
12 for focused work. If I want to write like a
Hmm.
500-word blog, which is very informative. So
Hmm.
I know that I have to jot down points, I have to write it in detail. So I give like a 1 hour period for that. Then I know if I want to develop some strategies for my business, that time I have to come up with original ideas. I can't just like
Hmm.
take it from somewhere because its individual brand has individual identities. So there
Hmm.
I have to sit and listen to my brain and ask it to give me like creative ideas. So there I have
Hmm.
to brainstorm. So these two activities are something which you have to create originally from your brain. And for that, I think you
Hmm.
need the most power. And that's why breakfast is so important because otherwise you won't be able to function. I don't understand how people don't have breakfast. I'm like, it's like the most unhealthy thing you can do because the whole night your body hasn't had any sugar and like
Hmm.
any carbohydrates, nothing. Like there's no source of energy. And then you're just going through the day. And obviously you're gonna get tired and irritated and not wanting to like do
Yeah.
new things. Definitely.
Hmm.
And after like then I have my lunch and then it is like mostly the lower priority work, maybe like gathering data from all these years where I have to make a video which like requires a longer period of time, but it is like here I don't need to think, I just need to select pictures from the past and just add it. Then tasks like if I have to give a call to someone or write an email for proposal, जिसका काम already हो चुका है, I just have to like gather it to one place and send them the email. So lower priority task. And that's the same thing which
Hmm.
I tell the client also, that this is the time which I'll be sending. So it I am not doing my focused work and thinking yaar ye kaam reh gaya, or this is something which I had to give this person and I'm getting late for it. So set the deadlines accordingly. And then mostly
Hmm.
I'll tell you like my most important tasks of the day are done till 4 p.m., like all these smaller tasks. And then I go for 1 hour walk in the evening because that's like
Hmm.
a second set of workout for me, but it's like
Hmm.
much chiller version of it. So I
Hmm.
just like listening to songs, taking a walk in nature, stuff like that. And then I have my dinner like by 5 to 6 I have it because I practice intermittent fasting. And
Hmm.
after that it's like mostly uh, chill kind of a day, maybe journaling or meditating if I've not done it in the
Hmm.
morning along with the workout, or maybe spending time with their family. So it's more of a chilling time in the evening. After like 7 I'm done with everything. And that's what I'm saying, people say that you do so many things, you are creating on so many platforms, how do you manage? I'm like, I manage my time, and all this includes doing household work, doing things which like
Yeah.
an independent person should do at home. And I think it's so important, like if I'm angry with someone or if my day is just not going well, I just like clean the shit out of things literally. And it is so good for me. Like I feel so good after that
So
because
therapeutic.
yeah, it's very therapeutic. And like for some people it's cooking, or for some people it's like maybe shopping, which is not that great, but yeah, like everyone has something which they can fall back to. So yeah. And I think
Hmm.
it's so important, like the last part of the day, because otherwise if I just keep following the rules, ticking the check boxes, then what's the difference between me and a robot? It's literally this. It's no, it's just that I'm writing all the instructions, I'm fulfilling all the instructions, and there's no creativity or spontaneity left at the end of the day.
Yeah, and once you get, bored of doing something, you become very inconsistent in it. You don't want to
Exactly.
be consistent. And also, how important is it to plan your day the night before?
I think that is a game changer technique, first of all, because whenever we
Yeah,
wake up in the morning, every day we have a different mood. And I'm not even kidding. And every
so
person can
true,
relate
so
to
true.
this. Yeah, because the day before you are like you are very motivated, enthusiastic to do something new. And 1 or 2 days you don't act on it, you will just drop the task, because every day you can't like just think about only a single task. You have to do a lot of survival things as well, which like just distract
Hmm.
you from your goal. So definitely it's very important, because the night before you actually have time. First of all, you're not on a thing that you wake up in the morning and then you have all these tasks lined up, and instead of I won't write all these things, I'll just do it. That's the mindset of people, and then they just don't make the to-do list, and at the end of the day
Hmm.
they understand that the main tasks are just left behind. They couldn't like
Right.
get to that. So a night before is very important. That's why when I do my journaling, I have 3 journals. First of all, you should have a journal where you're writing your free flowing thoughts. Second should
Hmm.
be a gratitude journal where you're at least listing down three things every day which you're grateful for, even on a bad day. And the third thing
Wow.
is your timetable journal where you are actually writing, like it's a rough book for you. Like you're writing this, you have a new idea, you just write it there. And it should have, like, I
Huh.
make that notebook like a half and half thing. One where there is just timetable, and one there is like free flowing ideas which I want to inculcate into my timetable or something like that. So, if you know me, I am a journal hoarder. I
Hmm.
always, like, even if people are going abroad or they are coming back, so I always tell them to bring me journals from that place which like signifies some importance from that place, because that is like the best thing for me. So
Hmm.
definitely that is something which I would suggest. As you said, writing down things which you want to do a night before is very important.
Hmm. Right. Sometimes, there are times when I forget to write, forget to plan the next day. And when you wake up, you have to do a lot of things. You know what all you have to do also, but you're not able to prioritize. Sometimes something like you have to go for grocery shopping, that task will come up. Sometimes you have to go to a friend, that task will come up.
Exactly. And because you have not planned and because you don't have a to-do list, you're like, okay, I'll do this later. Let me do this first. And then just
Yeah.
that important task is just like left there. And at the end of the week, you realize that you should have done this on Monday itself. And now it's like Sunday, and then you just lose all the motivation to do it. Just a
So
small
true.
task of just writing it down somewhere where you can see it, that is really a game changer.
Wow.
Hmm.
So,
And it's
there's
very
so
easy to say, but very difficult to practice. You and me both know that.
Yeah, see, we try a lot, but there are
Yeah,
times we cannot be consistent and we cannot push ourselves very hard. So you have to forgive
exactly.
yourself when you can't do it
Hmm.
and promise yourself that you will do it better next time. That's it. That's how
Yeah.
I think it should go.
And I think people have this image of people that the people who are like super successful, or people who are improving in their field, they are just sticking to a schedule and not thinking about anything else. But it's not like that. If you do that, you're not enjoying your life. You are just making it about the goal. And if you're not enjoying the process, then even if you achieve your goal, you're not going to be satisfied. You will always be complaining like, I had to sacrifice so much to reach here and my whole life has gone in it, and the goal is not even worth it now. And I've read so
Hmm.
many books like that, and I've met so many older people who have told me the same thing, that we worked our whole life and at the end of the life we didn't even understand why did we earn so much money, because we are not getting any younger that we can use this money to travel the world. Might as well we would have traveled a little, maybe on a lower scale, but that time we could travel and we did have money. So
Hmm.
regret is something I don't want to do. That's why it's okay to be like a little late to your goal, but more happy when you reach it.
Yeah. The goal is to enjoy the process, to enjoy the journey.
Yeah, I'll tell you. Like it's a really great podcast called School of Greatness. Yeah, so Robin Sharma was invited to that podcast, and he said this line: "The whole life people go behind the prize, forgetting that the process is only the prize."
Wow.
And that line, I'm telling you, Aishwarya, I'm the most what you can say, I'm a person who's always hyper worried about when I'm gonna reach my goal, or how is it gonna happen, or what exactly is it, because every day it's changing, our mindset is changing. And
Hmm.
when I heard this line, I was so relaxed because I love the process. And if
Yes.
this is the price, then I was worrying about nothing. And I guess when you enjoy the process, you are gonna improvise in it. Definitely.
Hmm.
I on my Instagram page get so many DMs about how should I increase my followers or what should I do, but they are not concentrating on the main essence of the page, that is creating content or being creative while making something, which is something they should
Hmm.
put their mind on rather than to just think about how to increase their followers.
Wow. So insightful.
I will literally tell you with brutal honesty that uh, don't believe anyone in this world, because at the end of the day everybody is different. Okay, so like even if you
Hmm.
read speeches from great leaders or you read some inspiring work, that is not the only thing which you can do or the only thing which you should do to become successful, because there are people who have not attended colleges and they have done great. There are people who have attended colleges and still they have done great. So it's not on the circumstances, it's on the person. It's not on the situation, it's on the person at the end of the day.
Hmm.
So
So
my
it's up to,
advice would be
yeah.
yourself. And while you
Hmm.
are figuring out who you are and while figuring out how to be yourself, you will get along with people who vibe with you. Just listen to your inner voice, because that's the best judgment you will get.
And don't limit yourself to something that someone else is telling you. You need to
Exactly.
experiment
Yeah,
and adapt something that works for you. Something that has worked for someone else might not work for you.
exactly.
Wow, Samruddha. It was such a wonderful conversation that I had with you.
And I think
I
if
was,
we just like you just list down topics, we'll have so many things to talk about. And
yeah,
you all the listeners, I would just like to tell that if we just sit and start a topic, it can be anything nonsense to something which is very deep. We won't stop for hours. And cafes have literally told us that they are shutting down now and they have to
yeah,
close the
please
place, and
get
that's
off.
when we get up. So
Yeah.
that is something
I,
which is
I think
obvious.
I think that every conversation can be turned into a podcast, I think now.
Seriously,
Because this is
seriously.
what we talk about normally. For hours and
Yeah.
hours, just go on talking about such things. Wow, and I'm so grateful to you for agreeing to do this and to come on the first ever episode of my first ever podcast.
And I'm so happy
Ha
that you finally did this. And we
yeah.
both have been procrastinating about it, but I'm so happy that you are also content creator now. And I finally
Yay, finally.
I have made you do this, and you have also like put in so much research and so much effort. So I wish you all the best for all other episodes as well. And I am gonna be a regular listener, definitely.
Thank you for coming on the show and sharing so much knowledge with us, sharing your wisdom with us, sharing the whatever you've learned, whatever has come out of all the experimentation that you've done during the lockdown.
It was such a casual thing, but still we talked about, like, we touched upon so important topics. And I hope the listeners have benefited from it. And I'm definitely looking forward to participating more on your podcast.
Definitely. Definitely, including the listeners, I have also learned a lot from this. So thank you so much.
Most
And
welcome.
see you next
Yeah, see
time.
you. Yep. Bye.
Bye. Thank you so much for listening to this podcast. It really means a lot to me. We are not alone in this. We are together in this quest for answers. You can listen to this podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, and the other podcast platforms that you listen to. You can share your takeaways with me, suggest more topics or questions to which you seek answers in your pursuits. I am Aishwarya Bogam on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. This is my first ever podcast, and I'm so excitedly looking forward to hearing from you and creating more content to help us all. Thank you so much. See you in the next episode of Two Sides of a Coin, which is attachment versus non attachment.